What is up, Finesse family? Hopefully you guys are having a great day today. If you're new to the channel, hola, como estas, ni hao. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Today, guys, we're going to get into the topic. We're talking about these hoaxes, these scams. These people are going to do anything to get seen, to get likes, to get comments, just to get any attention paid to. You guys know, especially those of you that have been coming to this channel, we talk about that accountability here and mindset. What is leading people to do what they do, and how do you stay accountable to the choices you make and the decisions that you make in life, right? So if you're just coming in, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you are sharing, because you guys know sharing is caring, as we always say. And we're going to get right into the thick of this, guys. It's breaking news. It says that Alabama police charged Carlee Russell with 2 misdemeanors over hoax kidnapping. So if you don't know about it, I'm going to try my best to break down kind of how it started. I know for a minute I seen it, but I really wasn't going to talk about it, like I said, because I don't know. I just get that feeling. Something was odd about it, right? When it first came out, I know a lot of people were talking about that there were issues with, they were saying that certain people's lives don't matter because they're not looking for this girl. And then all of a sudden we come to find out that this is a hoax. So let's get into it. Let's see. Let me show you guys what she looks like, just in case you don't remember, you don't know. Here is her, right? All right, so let's break this down as you guys are coming in. All right, so we'll go roughly 24 hours ago, and we'll break down what actually was really happening, right? So when this first started, they were talking about Black and Missing Foundation issued statement on Carlee Russell. All right, so basically what happened was, this girl made a phone call. She was saying she's seen this child that was walking around, and it didn't have any parents. And then I guess when they found out where she was at when the call got placed, and they couldn't get any more details, they tried to find her or locate where the phone call was made. They couldn't find her, so they assumed she was missing, right? So Black and Missing Foundation issued statement on Carlee Russell. This was roughly about 8 hours ago. It says, the Black and Missing Foundation, it was a nonprofit organization. They're dedicated to helping bring awareness to missing people of color, right? And they issued a statement for Carlee Russell's disappearance. It says, now that we officially know the truth, we can no longer give any more energy to this case, the foundation wrote. Now, let's break down the accountability here. The different people that are hurt, or time is wasted, money is wasted. I mean, the biggest thing is we're thinking about this, the police department, all the manpower, all the time and energy they put out to look for this person, and they weren't even missing, right? And then the different organizations jumping in. This is why I tell you guys all the time, before you jump into anything, before you make a statement, first pause for the cause. Listen and get all the information first, right? That's discipline. And then the accountability part is reference it, fact check, and see what's actually going on before you're so quick to just say or do whatever you feel. Because a lot of times, I tell you guys all the time, your feelings are fleeting, right? And a lot of times, until you get all the pertinent information, until you get all the facts, until you get enough information to speculate or make a say or cause or whatever, your perspective, you got to get everything, all the information, right? So now this foundation is just livid. It says, while Carlee's revelation is disheartening, since we will not be dismayed. There are far too many missing people of color who actually need our help and are counting on us to bring them home. We are calling our community to not let this single incident undermine the efforts to help us find us, right? We have shown that we have the power to make our cases a priority too, and we must move forward and build upon this momentum, right? You guys know what this gives me vibes of. What's his name? Is his name like Jesse Smollett or something like that? Same thing he was doing to get attention or to bring awareness to a certain cause. People just are making up things just to be seen, right? So that was roughly 8 hours ago. And then it says possible charges for Carlee Russell. So this was just up in the air less than 24 hours ago. She could be facing 2 charges. It says falsely reporting an incident and falsely reporting to law enforcement. Each charge is considered a misdemeanor in Alabama, because she's in Alabama, and carries a maximum sentence of 1 year in prison each. All right. It says Jeffrey County District Attorney's Office is allegedly considering the charges against Ms. Russell. Assistant Chief Attorney Lane says. And you guys will not be shocked about how they actually found out what happened. So I'm going to break that down to you. I'm breaking it down in order just in case some of y'all don't know what's going on. You weren't watching this and you weren't really paying attention to it because it was big news. And it's just, I kind of do feel props that she actually did what she did. We're going to break down what she actually did. But that she actually had the mindset to think about what she was doing. And then she was like, oh, okay, let me make this right, rectify. I talk about this to you guys all the time when we talk about accountability. Make things right. Don't just tell people you're sorry or think you're fixing something. Make it right all the way, right? It says, so she could face jail time as prosecutors consider 2 potential charges for kidnapping Hope. So she could be facing up to a year in prison as authorities in Alabama are reporting, considering charging the 25-year-old with falsely reporting this incident. It says that they're seeking 2 charges for faking her kidnapping. So she faked that she was kidnapped and lying about being abducted. All right. So as you guys are coming in, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Make sure you're sharing. Sharing is caring. People that are watching on the restream, we're just kind of prefacing and breaking down how this all spiraled out of control and what happened with this Carlee Russell. She's charged with false statements to the police in this Hope's disappearance. All right. Okay. So Crime Stoppers refunds $63,000 in reward money. All right. So this is not just the police department. This is not just different organizations that are putting, their feet to the ground and their message out there in social media. We got all kind of companies that were raising money, guys. So this Crime Stoppers, Metro Alabama, will be refunding $63,000 that was donated to the search of the 25-year-old. They says, and I quote, "We are releasing all funds," said the executive director of Crime Stoppers. He says, "We're basing this on statements made at the news conference." It says, "Police and Mrs. Russell's attorney revealed on Monday that Mrs. Russell faked her disappearance and lied about the kidnapping." So this is what her attorney said, Carlee Russell. Let me show you so you guys can see her. This is her. Where's that flyer at? There's a flyer right there of her. All right. And here is them making the announcement. All right. This is Alabama police give the update for her investigation. So let's break it down some more. All right. Let's see. Hey BGH, hopefully you're having a great day today, guys. As you're coming in, we're talking about the Carlee Russell issue. And you guys know, as we do here, we talk about accountability and mindsets, why people do what they do, getting an understanding of it, and then having a discussion and conversation about what is the reasoning for why people do what they do, right? And let's see. This is what her attorney says. It says Carlee Russell's attorney, Anne-Marie Anthony, prepared a statement for the Hoover Police Department that was read aloud during a press conference on Monday, right? It says this is what her attorney said. He is saying this on behalf of her. She wanted him to say this. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2020. My client, one second. Okay, here we go. There was no kidnapping. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident. This was a single act done by herself. My client was not with anyone or any hotel with anyone from the time she was missing. My client apologizes for her actions to the community, the volunteers who were searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department, other agencies, as well as to her friends and family. We ask for prayers for Carlee as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in this matter. I believe this was either her friend, a boyfriend, or some companion or comrade that was speaking on her behalf, saying, I guess she is getting plastered on social media. People are talking about her, making memes about her. And he was saying, I think briefly, he was saying something about her mental health and people need to stop, I guess, doxing her. But I don't think he's really thinking about like the different families and who that affects. Like especially that triggers trauma to a lot of people that have lost family members, that have been abducted, or people that went through that trauma and came out of it. Thank God. So, I mean, I always tell you guys this as far as consequences, just because you can move forward in a consequence does not mean that you won't get the effects of the consequence. So a lot of times people want to do things, but they don't want to be able to receive the repercussions that come from it, the ostracization, whatever it is for that time being. You have to be able to deal with what comes from it when you make bad choices and decisions, right? All right, guys. So it says, attorney for Carlee says she is dealing with her issues. And the attorney representing Carlee Russell said that he expects her to be charged over false claims. He said he told the local news station that he had met with the police detectives to discuss her case. And he says that Mrs. Russell was better, but still dealing with her issues. It was a great meeting. It was a short meeting. This is what our attorney says. We tried to identify some things about where to go from here. There are responsibilities that we need to take care of. Now I can see if she's 15, she's 25. So I'm really wondering what was going on in her head, in her mind, because she's not an adolescent. She's not like a young preteen or something. So I'm really wondering why she did what she did. And guys, I only can conclude what I know, dealing with people, working around young adults, teenagers, working with people, coaching and consulting. This really is something where she is calling to get attention. You don't even have to do this to get attention this way on this massive scale, but this is just what people do, guys. You know, in that last stream when we talked about the Russell Simmons family and how the family is just plastering all their personal information on social media. For what? That's not going to make the family member listen more, understand more, hear more. And then also too, we talked about how the issue that was going back and forth with Boosie and his daughter, and she was putting all his business on social media. It's just a really sad time, because people, instead of just talking and feeling safe enough to go deal with issues and then talk to people about what's going on, people just feel like because somebody's going to listen, they just turn the camera on, or they get their fingers keyboard warriors, they get their fingers going, and they really don't think about the repercussions. And it's a really horrible situation now, right? So let's go back to what the lawyer was saying. As you guys are coming in, hola, ¿cómo estás? Ni hao. Hopefully you're having a great day. We're talking about the Carlee Russell breaking news that she is going to be charged. And I'm kind of breaking down the timeline so you guys can see where it came from, where it started. All right, so this is her attorney talking to the police department. He says, we tried to identify some things that were, and where to go from here. It said her attorney's remarks came just a day after authorities confirmed that Russell, 25, had admitted to lying about being kidnapped on the side of a highway after stopping to check on a toddler. And the attorney did not elaborate on what motivated Mrs. Russell's fake story. Now, she's not a teenager. She's 25, guys. He added, I know you have 100 questions, but we won't be able to answer them. That was about 3 hours ago. All right. So about a couple hours ago, these are some questions that they had about this case. After they're wondering why she had these this fabrication of a story. Why was it so complex? What was going on with her, right? So let's see. As you guys are coming in, like I said, make sure you guys are sharing. Make sure you liked if you haven't liked. And let me know, guys. Do you think that this lady should be charged what she's charged for, 2 misdemeanors, or do you believe that this should be let go because there's something deeper going on with this lady that we just don't know about, and this is her first time doing anything, so she shouldn't be charged with anything? What do you guys think? If this was your child or your family member or your friend, how would you take that? What do you guys think? Hey, she stole my thunder. Hopefully you're having a great day today in Canada. Over there. Let's see. And hopefully your family's doing well too. All right, so let's break this down. 3 unanswered questions in the mysterious case of Carlee Russell. Here, let me show you guys this so you can see. Let's switch to this. Stop sharing screen. Present. This one is all right. All right, so here we go. After law enforcement in Alabama cast doubt over her claim This Carlee Russell girl, she fabricated her story, is leading to more questions about her perplexing case. Since Carlee Russell's attorney admitted she lied about the kidnapping after police cast doubt over her story. And so here, we're going to play this conference so you guys can hear it. Hopefully you can hear it well. Let's see. She Stole My Thunder says, this is the scary story. I only heard little bits and pieces of it. It only makes things more difficult to be taken seriously, if anything. And that's my thing about it. She Stole My Thunder. Like, you guys see, we have these stories all the time. They're just like a base level below true crime stories, where somebody actually is getting hurt or something serious is happening. It's just on the same level of it. And that's really, like I said, my background as far as my education is in criminal justice, and that whole side of the complexities of why somebody does what they makes the choices they choose, do what they do. What is the backstaging of why they do what they do? And then how does that correlate to what they would do in the future, right? So the psychology and the criminal justice, for me, it just meshes because they both are one and the same. But yeah, I feel like weekly we're talking about this. People are just getting on social media. They're just saying things to be saying it. And it's just like, you're not even thinking. She Stole My Thunder. I really believe, like I said, there's a lot of emotional things going on with people, and they're not relating it at all, and they're trying to put this mask on and look good and turn the camera on and get your likes and get your followers. And most people are really messed up, screwed up, jacked up. Most people are. And I know that just consulting with people and talking with people, coaching them, like, people are really messed up, but they don't want to admit it, right? So hey Gail, hopefully you're having a great day today. Let's see. She says, Carlee was charged with what they were able to charge her with based on the law. However, Marshall is involved, so now I don't think this is it. No, it's not, because once again, it's so many levels to this, Gail, because if we're just looking at it on the base level, we're just saying, okay, she made a hoax. That's illegal. So you can't call the police department to do a false claim, right? And then we're thinking about the levels to this, because I know there were a lot of big organizations getting behind this. As I mentioned before, earlier in the stream, we talked about Crime Stoppers. We talked about some activist leagues that are getting behind helping, looking for specific groups of people. There were so many people getting behind this, and it was like a kind of hysteria being formed. And you can always see that with people, like when people feel like they are when they feel like they're not heard, or they feel like there's a cause being that is not being ethically and morally attacked, then they come with the guns blazing. And like I said, a lot of times people take advantage of that instead of them really being aware of what they're going to do. People do anything just to be seen, and it's sad. So let's see if we can get this up. Hold on, make sure you guys can hear it. I can get that one up. Okay, let's see. I wonder what. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me escape. I have the video of it. Okay, so it's at the beginning of the week. Let's go into this one. Let me get this up so you guys can see it. Once again, shout out to you guys. Let me see if I can get the video up. Alabama. Okay, here we go. Let me get the video up for this so you guys can see it. Thank you guys for liking and sharing. Let's get this up. Stop screen, and we're going to present. Share screen. There we go. Okay, guys. Let me turn this background off. Okay. Let me know if you guys.
Against Carlee Russell, you may remember, that's the woman who admitted that she made up that story about her kidnapping and that she found it.
Did you guys hear it? Can we hear it? I want to make sure you guys can hear it. Let me know in the chat if you heard it clearly. Okay. All right, she so my son says, I think she should be charged. She lied. At the very least, she should have to put money into it. Oh, that's a good one. She stole my thunder. Maybe community service and jail time. It's so interesting because it's not like you can just let this slide like she's a little child. She's a full-grown adult. She's almost in her 30s now. So it's interesting to me, the dichotomy of like what's going on in her mind. How did you not think that how did you think this was okay? How what was so important that you had to first you lied about the baby, but now why did you create the scene for yourself? It's just like it's so many steps to it. So yeah, she stole my thunder. It's just you can't. I know from just from living life and wisdom that especially when somebody does something wrong, especially when it starts to become something that is a bigger issue, crime, whatever it is, behavior, you have to nip that stuff in the bud and you have to give a consequence instantly. Because if you don't, people are most likely to continue a behavior, especially a negative or bad one, when there is no consequence given and the consequence is not strong or strict enough. And that's just justice, period, criminal justice. She stole my thunder, says, sure, there are a lot of people pulling all kinds of stunts on. Yeah, exactly. She stole my thunder. I don't even understand how y'all can watch it. It's not even like I'm not acting like I'm better than anybody or my brain cells go in a different way, but it's just like some of y'all are just not honest about that. Some stuff you don't need to watch. I talk about this all the time. Energy wasters and time wasters. A lot of you guys are spending so much time using energy wasters, which are people talking to you, telling you stuff that just aren't even conclusive to where you're going in life. Drop them and let them go. And then time wasters, you're spending time doing things, wasting time, wasting your energy on things that are not conclusive to you moving forward or even being better in your life, right? So those are key components. Okay, everybody says they can hear. Yes. Okay. All right, here we go. Let me finish it. Okay.
On the side of the interstate, while she's now facing 2 misdemeanors for making false statements to police, each carrying up to 1 year in prison. For more, let's bring in our contributors, defense attorney Brian Buckmeyer.
Okay, first off, do you guys think that she should get the max to 1 year? Let me know. Do you think she should get up to 1 year in prison for this? Now, I'm assuming this is her first charge. I don't think she's done anything else before, but they said she can get up to a year, I think, for both charges. Do we think she should get a year? Yes or no? Let me know.
Also, former FBI agent Brad Garrett. I guess first, let's start with you, Brian. How serious are the charges? Do you think they fit the crime? And it looks like she has been released on bond now. But what does this mean for her? Will she spend time in prison or no?
Yeah, so they're serious in the sense that they are criminal charges that do have a maximum of up to 1 year in jail. They're what we call A-class misdemeanors. So anytime you can potentially serve jail time, they are serious. But I do say, and I do stress potential, because they are misdemeanors and then there are felonies. It's a low-level crime, so to speak. Oftentimes you might see probation floated out as an example, but don't forget about cases like.
Yeah. So I could see that. I could see them giving her maybe like 1 year probation for it. So instead of giving her the actual jail time, just give her like probation and she has to do like certain classes or do community service. I think that's probably what they're going to end up giving her. That makes more sense listening to the attorney. Gail says, unfortunately, we enjoy drama and mess. I admit I indulge in a little ratchet content every now and then, but I have to keep that to a minimum so I don't lose brain cells. Now, listen, let me tell you guys something let me tell you the psychosis of that as far as human nature and just studying psychology. It's understandable to indulge in it, but not indulge, to watch it, right? But indulge is a deep word because indulge means like it's 24/7. I'm consistently doing it. I know I need to be doing my work. I need to be running my errands. I need to be doing things with my family, but instead I choose to be in the mess, in the fugazi bullcrap. Now that's a different thing because our human nature we're voyeurs. We like to watch things. It's interesting to see other people's lives, and it's relative and relatable when we see other people messing up, having their luck run out and things of that nature, because it just becomes a relatable human thing when you see that. When you see somebody struggling, it's like it helps you overcome sometimes. But yeah, and still you just have to be careful with that, because to a certain point, what you eat is what you are. You guys know we always talk about health as well. So just like what you consume in your body, what you put in your body, what you eat, it literally comes out of your pores. And that's the same thing. You have to be careful what you're watching. And then you got to be careful too. You get so indulged in those type of things, you get caught up in it, where you're a part of the madness and you're a part of the beefs and you're a part of the doggone doxing and all that bull crap. I don't have time for that crap. Girl says, I really don't want to hear her spend jail time. But this was a whole mess. It was. And that's why it's funny, girl. I'm glad I rested on it, because I seen so many people posting about it and doing stuff. And it was something in my spirit that was like, something seems weird about it. But I didn't know what it was, but I just kind of rested on it. I was just like, every once in a while looking at reports or whatever, but I was like, something else is going to come out. And goodness gracious, it sure did. It says, but this was a whole mess that Carlee could have stopped once she saw her face on. That's what I'm saying. It was ridiculous. Let's get into this some more now.
Sherry Papini, who lied to the FBI and got 18 months, and Jesse Smollett, who lied to local police and got 5 months. So it's definitely a possibility.
I told you guys that it gave me them Jesse Smollett vibes or whatever. They say he got 5 months for that. But remember, guys, the guy off of Empire, huge, famous, had record deals, had on #1 show on TV, and this guy went and pulled a stunt saying that people tried to harm him because of his sexuality. Yeah, it's amazing to me what people will do for attention. And then it's like, what do we need to deal with that issue that you have with this attention deficit? Because if you'll do this once and you don't get a hard enough consequence for you to stop, you're going to continue to do it. To what avail, right? Let's see. Okay, let me let this keep going.
Possibility.
So, Brad, what do you think is going on here? We still haven't heard why she did this. Just from your background, your experience, attention seeking. Clearly, there's some other things going on involving mental health, possibly.
Mental health may well play into this. We'll have to see where that goes, Kara. But yes, the motive is unclear. Did she want to get attention? Well, she clearly did. It's not good attention at the end of the day. It's not a particularly well thought out plan. It fell apart immediately when the police couldn't corroborate basically anything she said. And then she comes back home, obviously, or I think maybe never left home to begin with. And it is unclear as to what really would have motivated her to do that. Some people do these schemes so they can run away for a while or go meet a boyfriend.
Okay, so he's saying some people can do these schemes because they're trying to run away or meet a boyfriend, but run away from what? She's a grown woman. She's 25, right? And I think to a certain degree, there needs to be some type of accountability here. Because once again, I weigh in my mind, once again, working with families, working with adults and young adults, and I'm waving between the adolescent mindset, then an adult mindset, and an experienced adult, right? And when I look at her, she looks young to me. So I keep thinking she's like a teenager. And then I keep seeing this 25 rolling around and I'm like, oh, no, she's a grown up. So I already know what this is. Unless there's something, she got a bipolar issue or a disorder going on with her. This is purely attention driven, because everybody knows if you just talk about your missing, especially if you make it a race issue or a certain type of trending topic issue, that you're going to be all over the news. And I think once it got rolling and she was getting attention, she couldn't stop it because it just went viral, right? It just went super viral, so she couldn't even stop. Let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see. Let's see. Gail said, oh, hold on. Okay, so you guys are saying I don't really want her to spend jail time, right? She should have stopped. Exactly. She stole my thunder, says no jail time, maybe 3 months if they feel like she did enough damage to people, if she wasted time, money, and community service. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. She stole my thunder. And shout out to She Stole My Thunder too. She Stole My Thunder and BG8. If you haven't already become a channel member, come out and join the cause, join the movement here. It helps with everything behind the scenes going on with the channel, from the streaming to the equipment and everything else that goes around it. So shout out to you guys for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. BG Agency, So My Thunder, and everybody that buys merch right here, the Millennial Finesse Mindset. Don't quit shirt, do it. Thank you guys for those that bought merch this month and last month. And thank you guys for the support, man. We are moving mountains here, the Millennial Finesse family, guys, where we faithfully innovate, we inspire, we're naturally effective, and we seek success every day. That's what we do here, the Finesse family. All right. So if you're just coming in, we're talking about the Carlee Russell case. She's a 25-year-old woman that made a false accusation that she was abducted and that she saw a child being kidnapped. And once again, the police are just now breaking news that they're filing the charges, or they're giving her the charges for what she's doing, right? All right, let's see. Gail says, instead, even when she showed up at home, she kept the lie going and added more unbelievable lies about the mom with the orange hair and being fed cheese and crackers. See, I didn't even know those details. Like I said, I wasn't that into the story because something about it was just off to me, right? So I didn't even know those details, Gail. Op says, I'm currently eating chips. Shout out to Professor Black. Hopefully you're having a great day today. Let's see. Once again, guys, if you want to purchase merch, there it is. The link is in the chat. Let's see. All right. Where am I at? All right. She Stole My Thunder said, I remember the whole to do with Balloon Boy quite some time ago. Oh yeah, I remember that. She Stole My Thunder. That's throwback. I don't think the parents did jail time, but I was young when that story happened. There are so many of these types of stories. Yeah, it continues over and over. And I'm going to tell you what the catalyst is of this. This literally just deals with attention seeking, attention grabbing, the social media age. I think I'm going to do a whole book on that. Just the social media age, or just a course, or just something like that. Because I don't think you guys really realize how much conformed your brain is and confounded your mind is from you ingesting social media, ingesting the beefs, being part of the beefs, taking sides in beefs, understanding where something is real and fake, understanding where to cut it off, especially when you feel like you're being consumed in anything beyond healthy matters, right? When you overconsume, you guys didn't know, you drink too much water, you can pass away. So it's anything in overconsumption, right, will be a negative effect on you and could harm you and hurt you. All right, let's finish the so we're listening, guys, right now to the news. They're breaking the charges for this girl, Carlee Russell. And so here we go. I want you to tell me in the chat if you're just getting in. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you're sharing, because sharing is caring. And once again, we're having this discussion. You guys know what we do here. We focus on accountability and mindset shifting, why people do what they do, and how we can get an understanding to be able to talk and come to a common ground with why people do what they do and have a discussion. All right, so here we go. This is the breaking news report. Boop, 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 boop.
Boyfriend or whatever it might be. There's no indicators of that, but we'll have to see. But it's a case that if she doesn't get jail time, I think a fine and restitution could potentially be at play, because this costs the police and law enforcement a lot of money and time.
Right. And Brian, the police chief, I'm reading here, said that he's seeking that an enhancement be added to the laws, and said that he shares in the frustration that Russell was only charged with misdemeanors. He went on to say that existing laws only allowed the charges that he filed to be filed. So are the...
Okay, so that's key too, guys. I believe he wanted to throw the book at her just because he sees the judge, because there's so much going on social media. And that was clarification right there. She said that he only charged her what he could in this case, because there's really no laws and no preset principle on how to charge people for this, because the social media era and age is so new. All these different things that are happening and being projected through a camera. All this is new, so there's obviously no laws on the books on how to interact, how to counter react this and stop it, and even set laws to abide by it, right? So that's another key thing you might not have known, that he really couldn't charge her anything beyond that in the culpability of whatever the laws were, because there was no precedent for it, right? All right, so let's see what you guys are saying, and then we'll play a little bit more of it. All right. Let's see. Gail says her mother refused to speak with the detectives talking about privacy. And that's why I'm so glad I didn't hop on this when everybody did, because I'm telling you, I just knew something was off about it, and I just kind of wanted to just see what was going to happen with it. But Gail saying the mother didn't want to speak on it, because I'm pretty sure she went and told her mom. And her mom was like, girl, what the heck did you just do? Mom didn't even want to be part of it, but took her to the biggest platform, the Today Show, to get a paid interview. Oh, I see. I didn't even know about all that. That's crazy. Make sure you guys are liking and sharing, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Let's see. All right. Hey, LG Patrice, hopefully you're having a great day today. Thank you for coming through. She says, greetings and salutations, Finesse family. All right. Hey, Miss Lakeisha, hopefully you're having a great day. She says, hello, Chicago's in the building. And yeah, she definitely dealing with some mental issues, says Miss Lakeisha, who is a mother too. Out of the Wendy Shawtown, with some mental issues. She needs to be fined for this so others don't do it. Yeah, I definitely, something has to hit the books. And Lakeisha, I don't know if you're just getting in, but we're getting into the crux of it. Why that charge is kind of so basic is because there is no precedent set for, I guess we could call them social media crimes or social crimes. So that was the most of the that they could charge you with, was that 1 year. If she's going to get that 1 year. But yeah, I mean, something has to follow through with this. I mean, even if we go back to just thinking about the Jussie Smollett situation, where he went all over the news and talked about and said all this stuff, and he knew it was lying. It's just the mindset. That's why y'all really need to pay attention to this. Y'all sleep on mindset and why people do what they do, when it's really key in life. You really got to have a general understanding of people's motives, how to be able to read the people, read the room, and to be able to watch not what people say, but what they do, right? Don't just listen to people talking. I say this all the time. Listen to those that are speaking, not people that are just talking, because anybody can talk, right? Talking doesn't elicit wisdom and understanding and experience. But when somebody is speaking, you can tell by their fruits that they're dropping with the seeds that there is wisdom coming from that. There's experience, there is knowledge. They are not just talking out of the back of their head because there's a camera in front of them. And that's what I feel like this trend is doing for people. I don't think everybody needs to get in front of a camera, especially if you can't use wisdom, especially if you don't have understanding. I think it's okay to freely voice your opinions and talk, but stop feeling like you have to get something back from the audience all the time. If you want to just talk, okay, but stop trying to monopolize it, to get something from the audience, to manipulate the audience, to get the audience to follow a movement or a cause when you don't even have any background in what you're talking about. You don't even got any wisdom or doggone experience in what you're talking about. But you'll turn on the camera to talk, though. Let's see. They say Mama said white man, orange. I didn't know if YouTube would. Oh yeah. Let's see. Let's see. She's so my thunder says, Miss Lakeisha, yeah, mental health could be a factor, but without knowing her medical history, it's hard to say at this point. And I think because there's so many layers in mental health, guys, when we're talking about the psychology of it, there's so many layers to it. Because you have to distinguish between a mental issue and just a choice is the bad choice also too. And guys, if you really read the breakdown, the psychological breakdown, the book that talks about all the disorders, behaviors, et cetera, I mean, literally you could be bipolar by standards of the things they say. Basically, people can be bipolar because you just don't agree with something and you feel one way and you feel another. You could be ADHD, obsessive compulsive. So at what regard can you analyze and lay out a behavior to say that it turns into a compulsion or a disease or a disorder, right? It can get really tricky, right? Psychology is really tricky. I can tell you, having that degree is no joke. There's so many levels of psychology. Let's see. Gail says Steve Marshall is involved now and they're working on making enhancements to the law. Yeah, false reporting. Yeah. I thought I mentioned that earlier, but that was in one of the other reports that I really appreciated, that they're actually going to be making enhancements to that law. Let's see. All right. Miss B Finesse, I think may they investigate the parents as well at some point. You know what, OG? That would be interesting because I didn't even know, as you guys mentioned in the chat, that they had already went on national syndication channels and did interviews. I didn't know anything about that. I heard about this a week or so ago, but like I told you, something was off. And so I just kind of stayed away from it. I'm like, let it go for like a week or so, let it ride, because I already know something else is gonna come out, and then poof, what do we know? Something came out earlier this week. So yeah, that would be interesting, OG Patrice. Very interesting. Thank you, BGH. I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you for the love. No comment, just dropping the support. Shout out to you. Thank you, BGH, for the super chat and being a channel member. I always appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you so much. All right, guys, so let's get into this. Let's play some more of this. This is the breaking news report, right? So if you're just coming here, we're talking about the Carlee Russell situation where we come to find out this is a hoax. All of it's a hoax, right? And now they're talking about the charges that they're going to be filing on this case. All right, so here we go.
The laws too lax, do you think? I mean, what do you make about what he's saying?
So as far as I've seen, and I don't practice in Alabama, so I'm just scouring through the internet, I don't see any enhancements. And what we mean by enhancements is, for example, there's a crime for selling drugs, and you can do X amount of time for that. But if you sell drugs, for example, close to a school, there's an enhancement where you do more jail time for that. And that makes sense, selling drugs in certain areas, having weapons in certain areas, but lying to police as a part of their investigation, I don't know if there's any laws that provide enhancement there. Maybe they can finagle a way of trying to get a greater amount of restitution. That might be more of a deterrence, but I don't see where they're gonna get that enhancement there. In terms of whether or not the laws are lax, I know that law enforcement and prosecutors often say that they don't want to have what's called a chilling effect. They want to invite people to report more rather than holding back information. So,
oh, that's a good point. That's a good point there too, because so basically, if you didn't get what they were saying, he's basically saying, as far as them creating laws and the stipulation of the laws, they don't want to make it so that when real victims are reporting crimes, let's say they're just angst, let's say they're so stressed and overwhelmed that they might backpedal or they might say anything or something might not be in compliance to really what happened. They don't want people to feel this I guess you could say disdain or arbitrage around reporting and saying if something happened to you, because you're scared of maybe you didn't report it right with the law, you might not have said it the correct way, it might have came off right, you might have said something wrong. Because if you guys did not know, the study shows most firsthand reports of a crime of any situation. They've done studies on this. People are always wrong on some aspect of what they've seen firsthand the first time they say it, right? So it lets you know how your mind can think something that it saw something and it really didn't, right? So they did basically these placebo case studies where they were in a room and they show people stuff, and then they asked them, like, what did you see? And then the people would say what they thought they saw, and they're like, no, this is actually what you've seen. So the mind does that. It actually literally plays tricks on you. So you have to be careful about how you would do this in the law. And I could see that. That's really key right there for people in the future, right? So let me finish this off so you guys can hear this.
Often say that they don't want to have what's called a chilling effect. They want to invite people to report more rather than holding back information. So the laws in this false reporting have always been lax because they rather more reporting than to scare people away with stronger laws against false reporting.
Brian, Brad, thank you.
Okay, cool. That was key. So let's get into what you guys are saying. Let's see. All right. Let's see. She's almost at this point, it ranges from at best a young woman seeking attention to at worst a young woman getting through a breakdown and needing some medical attention. And I believe she's a nurse, guys, or she's in nursing school or something. So I'm wondering, is that going to affect? Does that correlate, or is that going to affect, or is the school she goes to going to correlate these charges to anything as far as her moving forward in her career? See, and people don't think about that, guys, especially if you're trying to have a career, professional career, or just having something out in where you're working in the public around people. Your persona actually affects the job. It affects if they want to keep you, if they want to let you go. So you got to be careful with how you project yourself. And I always used to tell my students that, and people that I work with, y'all stop doing and saying everything on social media. You know, it never gets deleted. Like there's a big supercomputer that holds everything. And even if you did erase something or delete it, it's not deleted, period. It's still timestamps in social media. So stop just doing all that stuff. Let's see. OG says, I also think they should give her some community service at a missing and exploited organization. Yeah, something specifically. I mean, it needs to be, if it's not something where she's monetarily being charged, it needs to be something that's a year, 2 years. It needs to be a long time because, I mean, other people need to see so they don't try to do this stuff in the future, that there's going to be a consequence for this, period, right? The whole story was off from the beginning, but I became invested due to how the parents were. Yeah, of course, Gail, they're going to hit you with the emotional swing. And that's why I'm saying we have to be careful, because now I'm seeing that people, and they've done this from the beginning of time, but people are now using different causes and different movements to socially engage you, to where a lot of times you don't logically analyze it first. And that's why, honestly, I'm not quick to jump on anybody's bandwagon. I sit back and watch stuff first, because I know how the time and the climate is right now. And people are always so like emotional about things. They're emotional about every single topic. And it's more so like, it's cool to have a passion and conviction about it, but fall back and get some understanding first, right? But yeah, I mean, that's understandable, Gail, that they had the whole world that way. The father looked like he was being held hostage. The mother was the one doing all the talking. Really, I didn't even see it. Let's see. Thank you, BGH, for that. Okay, let's see. We got a question. All right, Ops says, do you think this will affect her nursing future? Yeah, Ops. Yep, I just mentioned that. I think it will. I'm trying to see legally how it could, but I just know, just as far as social proof, a lot of places are very, very quick to not be connected or related to something. So if they feel she would make a false claim or false accusation, who's to say this couldn't hold her up from getting a job? Because listen, she's working around a lot of sensitive information to be in nursing, and they have to be able to take the information and make it private. And you, especially with client privilege, you can't, or people that are in the hospital, you can't divulge and talk about their medical background. That's HIPAA. So yeah, that's interesting. Let's see. Patrice says, did you know she is a niece of comedian Latrice Allen? Oh, I sure didn't, OG. Carlice's father is Latrice's brother. Latrice Allen got famous off of social media, Facebook. Oh, sure. Nope. OG, I don't know nothing about no Facebook. Y'all know, y'all are be seeing the beginnings of me on social media. I'm not on all those sites, so I had no clue. Is Latrice Allen, is that a comedian? I don't know. Is that a comedian? But nope, OG sure did not know that. Let's see. Gail says she gained almost 40,000 followers on IG. No telling. Oh, see, we see the agenda here now. I wonder how many she had before that. No telling what other social media accounts look like. Her ex's IG account got verified off. Are you serious? And see, that's the thing. Now it's making sense to me, because the ex was saying that y'all people out in the world, y'all need to get alive, and you guys need to you guys need to be sensitive about her right now and what she's going through, and you need to stop blasting her. And now it's making sense, because, and you guys, I told you, I put it together before it was even something that anybody thought about. It's all for the clout. It's all for the hype. It's all for, even if this is something going on with her mentally, why would you even connect it to your socials to where people could even like be a part of that? I mean, like I said, guys, it's so much. It's so profound to me how people don't really realize the connection between the disorder of social media. It's creating a lot of disorders in normal, regular people, to where this is a normal. Let me do anything for clout. Let me say this and just be this daring and be this provocative, and let me just go to the edge. Why can't y'all just be yourselves? Why can't that be provocative enough? You just be yourself. And if you're not trending and you're not viral, so what? Why can't you just be comfortable with that? Now, don't get me wrong. I think it's cool and funny. And if you just want to do something trendy or viral, then do it. But I don't think your whole repertoire, your whole catalog or portfolio should always be around trying to get people to like you and to follow you. For what? To what avail? Like what you did, is that going to bring you peace and joy, which is really the key to life? If you don't have a peace of mind and joy, so you got millions of followers, you got money, you got cloud, you got followers, you got all these things, and then what? You go home by yourself. You go home to an empty-minded capacity because your mindset is so dead inside. Like your mindset is so gone. Your mindset is so empty because you focus on you the whole time. I'm telling you, your key should not always be yourself. Your focus in life should always be how you can help and encourage other people besides yourself, because that becomes an empty life if your only focus is your monetary gain, literally. If you guys want to join the membership, it is in the link is in the chat. Let's see. She's talking about that. It says ops from if she is found guilty, definitely many hospitals, doctors' offices will not hire you if you are guilty of a crime. She will, some will look, yeah, no. To me, when I think about it, I agree with you. She's talking about that. I look at client and the hospital obligations as far as privileges and HIPAA. So I think that's going to be difficult for her. Let's see, Gail says, based on the way she planned this whole thing, it would be hard to believe she has a mental health issue. And just went off. She did research. Yeah, that's another key thing. We got to look at like the pieces to the puzzle, because I think it's so easy nowadays. It's not that I think, I know this. I work in education, doing mediation, working in admin, working with families, working consulting to an education in the schools, working on curriculum. It's so many levels to it. And just interacting with young adults and children. It's like you can see those that really have mental health issues and those that just really want to be made or seen, right? It's a big difference. And when you're around it, you definitely can tell it. And this social media age, it just makes it young and old. People just want to be, they feel like they're not anything unless there's something on social media. And little do y'all know, that is the least of the regular world's worries and cares. Like that, it's a big thing for those people on social media. But when you're off, that's the reality of what's going on in the real world. And people don't get that. And they get this dystopia about social media and the likes and the follows. And anybody would lie to you to say it's not addictive. It's not something that you look for. It's not something that you keep turning to, but it's made to be that way. So you literally have to cut your brain off to that. Because if you let it overtake you, like literally that's what it will do. It literally will overtake you and you have no clue that you are falling in the gap. Hey, Anae, hopefully you're having a great day today. Nice to see you here, and shout out to you for your support from the beginning as always. OG says she can get her record expunged, but ethics and trust will be an issue with companies hiring her. OG, do they expunge after 18? I thought you only can get your record expunged if you're an adolescent. Can you get it expunged once you become an adult? I'm not sure about that. I know different states have different laws, but that'd be interesting to me as far as expungement. I thought that was only for if you're below 18, because you get a chance to live your life and you can make mistakes as an adolescent, but that shouldn't hold against you. So from my understanding of that law, it was only for those that were under 18, but some states, other states may have different laws. Let's see. Let me see so if you guys didn't know who it was, let me get that back up so you guys can see who she is. Stop sharing screen. I want you guys to tell me in the chat what do you think her punishment should be? That's a good one to know. What do you guys believe her punishment should be? Let me know in the chat. Should it just be probation? Should she have some type of community service? Be specific. How much money should she pay? If you guys think she should have to pay something, what do you guys think? Or just do the whole window so I can keep clicking back and forth between the screen. Here she is. There she is right there. What is her just punishment? Let's see what you guys are saying while we're doing that. Okay, Gail says, I don't think her ex intended to get followers. At first, he seemed to believe her. When he learned the truth, he deleted all of his photos of her. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Oh, so maybe he probably wasn't part of it. And I think like a lot of times, guys, you don't really know people until you get into like a situation. You don't truly know what people will do. And so I can see he probably got an understanding that, listen, number one, he had common sense to, if I'm going to delete the photos, I'm going to delete them for now. She probably still my woman, but I'm not trying to be caught in this tailspin. So let me delete this now so people won't connect me to him. So that's smart on his part. But number two, he might have fell into the gap, and he sees the bull crap for what it is. So this might have been a reason for him to exit anyways. Let's see. She said, my daughter says, at best, she might get hired if the facility is desperate. They might limit the tasks that she does at this point. It would probably better her to lean in for this 15 minutes. You guys are funny. Because I think attorney advised her to smile in her mugshot. They may play the mental illness card, but that will affect her life tremendously. Yeah, sure will. Let's see. She must, right. If she gets her record expunged, she can still get a nursing license. However, because this case is nationwide. Let's see. Pardon for adults expunged for juvenile records, I believe. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. I know expunge usually does with adolescents or juvenile, but I mean, I could be wrong. Different states are different. But when I was brought up in learning the justice system, that's what I learned, at least in my area. Let's see. OG says, yes, Mrs. B. Finesse, you got grown people getting their records expunged now for things yes, that's different. Yeah. If you did it as a juvenile, yes, you can get expunged for juvenile, but juvenile is normally 18. If you do something as an adult, I don't think that's expunged. I think it's pardon or some other word, like She Stole My Thunder said. That's crazy. Yeah, as long as it's something you did when you were underage, but she's 25, so I can't see her getting this expunged because she's an adult. But yes, for clarification, if you did something as an adolescent or below 18, yes, you can go back and get those things expunged. That's different. For those of you that don't know legalese. Let's see. Op says adults can get their record expunged. Felons with we records are getting these expunged. Okay, so that's different. Oh, you know who changed that law? Didn't Trump do that? I think that was a law that was recently changed in from when I got my degree years and years ago. But okay, that's different. I didn't know they could do that. But that might be something I think in Trump's era when he was getting a lot of those different laws passed for small crimes and stuff like that. Because you guys see all the people that got out of the jail when Trump was in office. So I can see that. Okay, y'all in here doing a whole bunch of stuff. All right, so let me see. Let me look something up real quick. And so what should she get, guys? Put in the chat and we're gonna round it off. What do you guys think she should get for her crime? Okay. What do you guys think she should get? Okay, yep, I see. They've changed it in some states. It says virtually every state has enacted laws that allow people to expunge arrests and convictions per age. But most states provide that at least one arrest or conviction can be expunged. And is not disclosed, including potential employers or landlords. Okay. And this varies between state by state. Okay, cool. Let's see what you guys are saying. Okay, Op says 3 months, 2 years probation. Okay, file in. What do you guys think she should get? I see 3 months, 2 years probation. I think she should get 3 years, and she should have to do something dealing with social media. She should have some type of forum. It should be some type of national platform where people can see this, like her expressing purely what she did, why she did it, and why others shouldn't do it. I think that's key. I definitely think that that's key. She's someone that said, I know here in Canada, a lot of people had their records thrown out when the herbal medication became legal here in Canada. Don't know if the terms pardon or expunged were used for them. Yes. That and it deals with what state you're in a lot of times too. It definitely deals with that. But yeah. And yeah. Yep. All right, cool, guys. Hey, we got it in under an hour. So once again, guys, hopefully you guys are having a great day. We did it again. Another topic, Freestyle Finesse Friday. We talking about this Carlee Russell issue. Is it a hoax? Really? What she did? You guys broke it down, told me what you believe she should get. There's a crime fit the punishment. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to why am I forgetting name? Shout out to BGH for the super chat. I appreciate that. Shout out to you guys for being here and coming through and commenting. And you guys have a great day. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment, guys. Thank you for your support today and have a great day.